Yo, welcome to the show. Gather round, listen close. We got George, Brock, and J.A. bringing you the most NFL podcast. It's about to go down. Three amigos ready to run this town. Welcome to the Ball Studio, where the fun begins. George, Brock, and Jay talking NFL with their friends. So grab a drink, sit back, let's dive into the show. The Ball Studio, fam, we're ready to go. Let's go.
It's divisional weekend.
Live and in color.
Cheeky Friday live show. I'm unavailable tonight. George has graciously moved Vanilla Fridays so we can go live tonight. So we appreciate you, George. All the people out there.
Never, ever question my my commitment.
like I said, I could have done tomorrow night. I just need someone to pick
I
me
think
up.
you would have been in no state, brother.
Oh,
Let's be fair.
Someone pick me up. No one hold me accountable
There
for
would
what I
have
say on the
There would
show.
have been some words getting slurred.
Hey, don't hold me accountable for this week either, for tonight, and take me home. But we're here, Friday night special. Scotty on the one.
I'll take it to dinner, baby.
Oh, damn, we're going to vanilla. Scotty on the ones and twos. JA and his
Shout out to
exciting
Scott
white
on the
shirt.
ones and twos, yeah.
I'm in my exciting whites. I'm all Eagles this week, baby.
All Eagles.
Pro
this week.
Eagles.
Go. I'm pro Eagles. I'm pro the Ku Klux Clamps.
Shout out to the Clamps.
I'm pro the Ku Klux
Off the
Clamps.
top, shout out.
Just want to, we'll start with, we'll apologize to the start. We did record on Tuesday night. JA, technical issues.
Oh, throw him under the bus like that, bro.
No, it was 100% my fault.
We're a team here, man.
I even uploaded it and had about 5 people message me a minute after it
Yeah,
uploaded,
same.
which was nice to know that people watched straight away, saying,
That is
"Hey,
nice.
dude, there's zero sound on your show." And then it was you and Scotty were in here when it happened. It was a very daunting experience for myself when I realized.
We're very flat.
Because it's not only is it like we want to give you guys a podcast, but it felt like we'd put a lot of effort in. It was just wasted. And then if you do it again, it just feels like you're just trying to recreate it.
You lose that spark.
It could have been our best show of the year as well.
It was very good.
It was a very good show.
I'm not going to disagree with that.
There was a bit of hate.
We could have won awards on that show. That's what.
Well, we-
how good
Let's
it
pump the
was.
brakes on that.
We can do a slight recap. George got really upset with us for getting stuck in about Jalen Hurts.
That's not even
I
remotely
don't think
close
he
to true.
cried, but I'll quote, James, don't fucking start me with this bullshit tonight. Fair?
I did say that,
Yeah.
but I know Paul was like close to tears. Let me fucking.
No, I said
let
you
me put
didn't
that off
quite
the top.
cry. I said you might have if we'd pushed it any harder, but we backed off. I also will read out. We had a couple of messages, which we'll start with. Our good mate.
Hey,
Skinny.
we're gonna shout out the sponsors first.
Oh,
man,
shout out
please.
Turnside Park Sporting Globe.
Yep.
Get onto the Patreon, guys. Red Cup betting still going for the playoffs, so you can still win the voucher.
Hey, and the
$25 voucher.
t-shirts.
And the t-shirts, they're available. If you go
Get
to any
yourself
of
a
our social
t-shirt.
media.
Get yourself a t-shirt and you can look jacked like me.
Well,
Boom.
I don't know if it's the t-shirt.
Muscles
that
not
does that.
included.
Muscles
Actually,
are not included.
You can't say
but
that.
if you DM me privately, I will write a workout plan for you.
You know what? People charge a lot of money for that sort of shit.
I'll do it for free.
That's fair.
If you're a Vault listener and you DM me for fitness advice, it's free.
Nah,
Yeah.
but you don't have a good ass and wearing skin tight shorts on social media.
Yeah,
so
you need to wear
I'm
those
not gonna
shorts
message you.
that crunch in the
crunch
bum.
in.
Yeah, the bum crunches.
I'm not going to message you then, George.
I'm a grown man. I don't do that shit, bro.
Well, then you're not going to
I
get
got
famous on Instagram.
I got nice legs though. You see the calf?
I think your calves look no, James. Let's not get him upset at the start of the show. Let's not wind him up. No, I will say we had a couple of messages on the show. One from our good mate Skinny.
Shout out, Skinny.
After the Steelers lost, I sent him a quick little welfare check message, and his response was, "Told the missus it's safer she moved to LA than stay here with me this afternoon." And then he responded with, "Tell your mate Brock, it pains me to say, but the Ravens are a huge chance to make it this year. Not sure if you noticed, but we deliberately made Lamar run the ball today. Hopefully he wakes up sore and books a couple of massages with Deshaun Watson." Which I thought was very good from the Skin Man. And then another long-time listener, Aaron Smith, or formerly known as
Shout out
Junior. He had a question for us, which I actually thought was a really good question. I'm glad we didn't actually do it on the podcast. I'd forgotten about it. So I'm glad that I get the chance to do it now.
Are we doing it now off the top?
Yeah, let's do the question
I love
now.
it.
So we're talking, he's a Steelers guy. So we were chatting back and forth about if they get rid of Tomlin and all that sort of stuff. And we're kind of on the same opinion that, it's probably not worth getting rid of him unless there's a much better coach available. And his question was, would you rather be guaranteed 5 years of being in the playoffs or guaranteed 1 year of being in the Super Bowl, not necessarily winning it, but being in the Super Bowl, but the other 4 years you suck?
The whole point of playing is to win.
The Super Bowl, I agree.
That's the whole point, right? Your goal. I mean, you've got to set up your franchise in a way that you can have an ability and have the capability to win a Super Bowl.
Yep.
But that is the ultimate goal for every team.
And if you're good enough to make it to a Super Bowl, like the perfect actual team for this, right? There is a team that literally fits this bill. There's two teams. There's the Steelers, who make the playoffs pretty much every year and don't win a game. And then there's the Bengals, who have had 5 seasons of Joe Burrow's, gone to the Super Bowl once and lost, but the hope is there. Like they are every year, you're like, if Burrow's healthy and things go our way, we don't have a kicker that misses a bunch of kicks, we got a chance. If they're in the playoffs this year, they are a legitimate chance to win a Super Bowl.
100%.
Because they have Joe Burrow.
Yep.
So I think I would pick the Super Bowl run, because then when that 5 year runs, you know you're going to get to one Super Bowl. You might win it, you might not, but hey, getting to a Super Bowl is amazing. And then you got 4 years where you're going to suck. But then after this 5 years, to get to a Super Bowl, you must have a quarterback, right? So my mindset is they've got a quarterback. And after that 5 year stint, the deal's done, the Devils walked away, then you can you still have a chance. So
And the thing is, if you're just there or thereabouts all the time, you know, like the Steelers, they're never going to be good enough to get a top pick to draft a top quarterback or a top prospect. You're just like stuck in the mire. You're stuck in that mediocrity.
Yeah,
and that's not
it's hard
a
to
good
get out
in a league that's striving every day more and more for parity, for all teams to be equal. That's not a good place to be.
No.
Because you want to, if you're gonna do well, you're gonna do well, and if you're gonna suck, you want to suck as bad as you possibly can.
And if you suck and nail a quarterback, you really have 15 years with a quarterback.
You've reset your entire franchise's trajectory.
Like look at Washington.
The Colts, they sucked.
Yep.
They sucked for luck. They got luck, and it reset their franchise for 10 years.
And it was the same when they got Peyton Manning too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, exactly.
And like even like the hope at the Chicago Bears now is that everyone's like they've got a guy. They've got Caleb Williams.
They've got Caleb, yeah.
He's a guy. So if he keeps progressing the way he looked in his rookie year, by year, you know, you've got him for 15 years and you can build. Once you've got the guy, you can build around that and you can 100%. Be successful. So, yeah, I would take the Super Bowl.
Since he was very much the same as well with Joe Burrow. Once they got Joe Burrow,
it changed the whole trajectory.
Because they had Marvin Lewis for 10 years.
Yeah, it changed everything.
We're making playoffs, couldn't win again.
Yeah, I think Scotty's got something. What do you got, big dog?
Nah, boys, just on the chat here. I know that we spoke about the coaches on the podcast that never happened, but I've got Lockie here. Is JA happy that McCarthy isn't coming back next year? And do you think Deion Sanders is a good option? So I just thought we'll get into a little bit of the coach chat before we get into the breakdowns.
I like this.
Thanks, Lockie. Good question, buddy.
Yes, he also said stop ducking him, George, for that thumb war.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up.
Yeah. Oh, but my point with yes, I'm happy McCarthy left.
But just chill out, bro.
I'm very happy McCarthy left. I'd said that if they bring him back, you're just doing the same shit over and over again. What's the point? So I was happy. I don't think McCarthy's a bad coach. I think he'll end up in Chicago, New Orleans, or like a tennis Jaguars. Jags. I think he'll end up somewhere like that. And I think he'd be great at Chicago. They need a solid head coach. It's got runs on the boards. I think he'll end up getting a head coaching job straight away, and I hope he does. Because I don't have any. He won 12 games in 5. He won 12 games 3 of his 5 years. This year, you can almost write off due to some pretty.
The wheels fell off because of injuries.
He couldn't control a lot of. I think the wheels fell off before the injury. I think the injuries have been a good excuse. I think there was some issues before.
I think down the stretch, it would have been in the hunt for the division.
Definitely, but I don't think they're winning a Super Bowl, which goes back to that.
No, they wouldn't have been.
They just no. So they need to start fresh. My thoughts on Deion. I don't know if it's a good move. I don't know if it'll work. I think it will either be really good or disastrous, and I don't think there's any in between. I think he'll be fired after a year, or it'll be fucking game changing. But one thing I will say, I love Dak Prescott too. If they make the trade for if they trade Dak and get the first pick, because the rumors are that Deion will only come if Shador's playing for him.
He's openly that the only way he's going to go to the NFL is if he's going to coach his son.
100%. That's what he said.
Yeah.
So if they do that, I'd be disappointed for Dak. I'd be happy for Dak for getting the fuck out of Dallas, because I think he's been treated like shit for a long time. I've always been pro Dak. I don't see why people have such a problem with him. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer, but I think he's a really, really good quarterback.
Very good quarterback.
And you should, if you just blink and be like, oh, we can move on from him, then you're an idiot. You don't really know what you're doing, because there's not a lot of Dak Prescotts running around the league. There's just not many of them. So, you go look at teams like Chicago, Minnesota, Tennessee. Like they've been trying to find quarterbacks for years, for decades. So, but I also think in my heart of hearts, my mind's telling me this is fucking ridiculous. This is dumb. My gut is saying, shit, it should be a bit of fun.
Yeah, it would be fun.
It would be very fun.
Like it'd be I'd be excited. It'd be like I said it on the podcast Tuesday when they drafted Zeke. I thought it was a dumb draft pick. I was like, this is a glory pick, but shit, it's going to be fun. And it was nothing but fucking fun. In fair,
how much do you think that excitement and that scuttlebutt and that putting the Cowboys at the forefront will influence Jerry's decision? Because apparently
that's all he cares about.
Apparently, he's the one making the call. No one else is helping him. No one else is in on it. He's doing the process solo.
And also, the reports they've asked Ben Johnson for an interview. They've asked Aaron Glenn for an interview. I don't know if the Cowboys is that desirable a job for guys like
that. Aikman already spoke on it on
I
air.
saw that, and he was spot on. I don't think no coach wants to be a first-time head coach at a team where they have zero control, because they really have zero control.
But I think if Deion comes in, Jerry Jones is going to be smart enough to give him the control.
I think he'll give him more than he would for another first-time head coach.
I see where Troy Aikman's coming from, but I see him as just a bitter former Cowboy fan. That's how I see Troy Aikman.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a bit bitter. He's also pissed off because, and he's spoken about this very candidly, when he was at the Cowboys, America's team, it was the glory days of the Cowboys. And he cops a bit of flack. Oh, yeah, was he that good? He had a good team. Yeah, he had an amazing team around him, right? But he won 3 Super Bowls.
It's the same as I can't remember the quarterback's name for the Rams. The greatest show on turf.
Kurt
Warner.
Kurt Warner.
Yeah.
He was a good quarterback. Was he elevated from the people he was throwing the ball to?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
no doubt about it.
Kurt Warner had 3 good years. 2 were at the Rams on the greatest show on turf, and the other one was at Arizona when they had all those dudes too.
Yeah.
So you can easily point a finger. He was at New York for a bit and was fucking terrible. But hashtag fuck the Giants. Like, I don't blame him for. I would have not tried there as well. But yeah, but my bottom line is, if it happens, I'm willing as a fan to embrace some change, and it's
should.
something different. I don't want to do the same fucking shit every year.
You don't want to get another white coach.
At least they're trying.
He's just going to be a yes man to Jerry.
Like, at least they're trying.
Yep.
And I think Dion can can motivate me.
Yeah, the players would want to play for
I
him,
truly believe he can.
and it'll be fucking fun.
It would be. And I don't know how
so fun.
it could be disastrous.
It'll
and
be-
after a year, they could both look at each other and go, you know what? Yeah, this hasn't worked. Old Jerry, hey, Prime, this hasn't worked out. He's like, yeah, sweet. Let's shake hands. I'm all good with that. I'll go back to college.
You got to think that if they can somehow trade and get Shador, I think it could work.
If
Dak has to approve the trade.
But if they can trade and get Shador and don't trade out Dak, I think that is the best.
Oh, if they
best
can
case
keep
scenario.
Dak, that's good.
Keep
yeah.
Dak.
$100 million cap hit if they trade Dak.
It's a
too.
massive cap hit.
Scotty, what you got?
If they trade him,
Yeah, if they trade him. $100 million cap hit.
Yeah, so Dak's under contract up until the end of the 2028 season. The dead cap hit's pretty brutal this year. It's 151 million, and then a base salary is climbing all the way up to 55 million at that year. So it's going to be tough contract to trade.
Yeah.
And I don't
so
know how many
there
teams.
won't be a cap hit if they trade him though.
Yes.
Yes.
It's $100 million cap hit still for next year.
Oh wow, okay.
Because because
There's all the guarantees and yeah.
Okay, I
because of
understand.
what they've paid him up front.
I understand.
You've got to, that cap hit's got to hit. You don't just let it go. If he stays on your team, there's less. But if you move him, they're like, well, you got to eat all that guaranteed money. You got to eat now.
Technically, that guaranteed money is already paid to him in the trust.
Yeah,
100%.
It's already out of Jerry Jones' bank.
Yeah, I understand.
He doesn't
Yeah.
have it.
So it's, as I said, it'll be fun. And you know what? The hardest bit will be like if you're Dak Prescott, you don't want to get traded to the Jaguars or the Raiders.
Well, Jaguars have
Pick one,
Lawrence, so like it's Titans.
Yeah, I don't
or
Who's got pick 1? Titans. So
They're not
like,
giving up pick 1 for Dak.
if they think he's better than Shador, they might.
Titans and Browns?
Titans, Browns, Giants,
Giants.
Patriots.
Yeah.
So like,
And then
imagine if you traded to the Giants.
What about the Raiders?
Raiders are 5th or 6th, I think. Yeah, they're after the Patriots.
Still,
So-
I don't think Dak's getting a top 10 first round draft pick.
No, I think they'd have to give more too. Like it'd be
Yeah.
Dak Prescott and a first round, and you'd swap first round picks, and you'd have to give them probably next year's as well.
You'd have to give him next year's and probably a second year after.
Yeah, that's just the currency
They-
to get the number 1 picks. And you're gonna if your plan is to sign Dion and get Shador, you have to go and get the first pick because you can't risk.
No, you can't.
Because
risk
if
it,
I'm
yeah.
any other team and he's got pick 3, I'm like, no worries, I'm drafting him at 1.
Yeah,
You want him? You want him, Jerry? What else are you going to give for me now?
yeah. Cough it up.
Like,
yep.
you've drafted Cam Ward. All right, we want Cam Ward and something else for Shador now. We're going to use this to our advantage.
It's
and
real,
any team should do it.
it's real draft day.
Yeah,
Sort
any
of
team
vibes.
should do it. If
You're
I'm the
giving up
number
3
1
first
pick,
rounds.
if I'm the number 1 pick, and I know the Cowboys have signed Dion to draft Shador, and they've drafted up with they've traded with the Giants for the 3rd pick, for example, and I've got the first pick. I'm like, I'm taking Shador. I know they need him.
Yeah.
I'm never even going to let him in my building. I'm going to draft him, get his rights, and then say have him.
Titans need a quarterback anyway.
Yeah, so like I'll draft him and go, you want him, come and get him. Like you better get Cam Ward, otherwise you've got nothing to give me. So which would be, it'd be wild.
Yeah, it would be. I agree.
They said it would be fun. I don't think it will work.
There's a lot of moving parts. to make that
I
happen.
also don't think it'll happen. I think it'll only happen if Dion is happy to coach without his son, which I don't know if he is. I don't know I don't
doesn't
know
seem
about
like it.
That's what he's always said. But hey, you could be being the coach of the Dallas Cowboys for a guy like Deion Sanders. That's like that'd be a big tick for his life, I imagine.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's a full circle moment for a guy
Yeah,
like that.
the comeback. Yeah, I don't.
And I think he would believe in his hearts of hearts that like I will bring back like the America's Team Cowboys.
Yeah.
That would be his motivation. Is I will go there and we will be the unbearable. Like you guys won't even want to talk to me. That's how unbearable. Well, I'm actually pretty good, I think. But
No,
imagine walking down the street with all the Cowboys people. You'd be like, "Fuck off!" Like go
I
away.
think. Yeah, just got to bring that like that winners mentality.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of like a losers culture in that building at the moment. Yeah,
100%.
that's for
There
sure.
is. It does have to change.
Has his other son Shiloh declared for the draft as well yet? Do we know that?
I think both. Both boys
Both
are
boys
going with Dion. I think that's his thing.
Yeah.
So
But
yeah,
you-
the one that
you'll
should
be able to
be.
get him anywhere.
Oh, yeah, you can get him as an undrafted free agent. I think he's not going to get drafted.
He's very good. Someone will draft him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
I don't know enough about it.
What position does he play?
Linebacker.
Safety.
Safety linebacker.
Yeah, okay.
He's good.
Okay, someone will
like a
pick him
dog-
up in the third round.
Like a
for
dog
sure,
sort of
yeah.
nickel linebacker.
He hits hard.
Yeah,
He
okay.
comes downhill.
Yeah, fair enough.
Good question.
all right.
Good question.
Yeah,
Shall we
thanks
get
for
back
the
into the
question.
games?
Yeah, let's get us on to the first game. Go to banners and click the first game. Sorry, producer Scotty's just still learning. We got, and mainly I need to do it because I forgot what it was.
That's pretty fucking harsh.
Well, I needed him to click it so I could remember what the first game was. We've got Texans at the Chiefs, or as George is calling it, the Ref Bowl. Let's get this out of the way early. The ref that they've named for his game. Like
I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying nothing.
I don't remember is it Triplet, the ref? I've forgotten what his name is.
I'll put it in our chat.
But like, why, if you're the NFL, do you assign that ref to his game?
You know exactly why.
Like, I don't want to be the foil hat guy, but it just seems like
talking
too
about
much.
refs as well. I don't want to get
Clay-
too stuck.
His name's Clay Martin.
I don't want to get reach over to too many games. But the Eagles ref as well. Eagles are 0-3 when he refs their games.
Well, there you
They're
go.
they've always been against the Eagles. I think because last week you got such a good run with that fumble. So let's not bring it up again because that's what started I thought George was going to strangle me to death.
Clay Martin is his name.
Those hands are big.
He's the head referee. Amen. Head referee, ladies. Huge.
Huge hands, you mean?
Yeah, huge hands.
Your hands aren't as red. Sorry, keep going. Continue.
The Chiefs are 6-0 when Martin is refereeing.
Yeah, I just like NFL. What are you trolling? Like, are you trying to troll the people? Like, what are you doing?
It's getting
Just
to the point now.
Think about this.
It's getting to the point where they're not even concerned about trying to hide it anymore. They're just like, yeah, whatever. We want the Chiefs. Want the Chiefs to win, and we don't care.
Yeah, I hope that's not the case. Oh, but just touching on
Okay, stop.
Yeah.
Why would they name that ref then?
I hope they're doing it to be like annoying. They're doing it as like that,
Like as a troll?
Yeah, let's give him that ref. Let's let everyone get upset
Is
about.
he actually a good ref though? That's what we're not.
Oh, I'm
looking
sure he's a good
He's
ref.
probably a good ref.
I'm
He's
sure
doing a
he's a good
playoff game. He's probably a good ref. He's a good crew. Mahomes. If you look at Mahomes' like all the refs that have him, he would have a winning record with every ref.
Yeah, that's probably
When you
pretty
think about it.
He's only lost about 9 games
Yeah.
in his 6
Doesn't
year
lose many
career.
games.
That's pretty fair.
Doesn't lose a lot of games, but yeah.
I looked into it a bit more. He wasn't the guy that called a lot of the crappy penalties this year. Yes, he's 6-0, but he wasn't the ref crew that have called the bad calls.
Okay.
There's a couple of them, but not all of them.
Okay.
Not all of them.
Because
I saw
they
this
went
TikTok
15-1 this year.
Yeah, I saw a TikTok of a guy who was worse than you, George. That was breaking down the whole thing. He was like, "I'm going to be honest. He didn't call all the bad ones, but here's the ones he did call." Are we giving the Texans a chance?
The only way they can win this game is if their defense plays above themselves, like out of their skin, and if they can get pressure, if the defense can get pressure on the quarterback, they can.
Yeah,
They can. That's the only way.
Yeah, and Stroud's got to play out of his mind.
I think it's going to
Yeah,
be
that goes
Texans
with it.
punch him in the mouth early. They get 2 scores up on him, and then shit themselves, and the Chiefs will run over them.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Those Texans will score the first touchdown.
On talent,
Bet that.
if you just went talent on talent, they're good enough to win that game. But there's a lot of factors working against them. On the road, in Arrowhead, it's going to be cold. You're playing against Mahomes. He's already got the advantage with the reffing crew. He's already got the advantage of having been there and done it before too.
24-day break.
He's never lost in a divisional round ever.
Yeah.
Since he became the full-time starter, he's never lost a divisional round game. He's always made it to the AFC Championship game.
Yeah,
Always.
I think the Texans, I don't think they're going to win.
He's
I hope they
rested.
can make it a game.
He's rested. He's primed. All their stars and their starters are rested.
Got
They've had
Marquise Brown back, which is a huge in.
yeah, Hollywood Brown. Yeah, so
Yeah,
they've got
huge
basically
in.
had a month to recover. Like a lot of odds stacked against the Texans here.
Am I crazy that I just feel that the Chiefs are going to come and blow the door? I know what you're saying. I just feel like the Chiefs are going to come and just blow the doors.
Oh
off
no,
them.
they will still get blown out. They will still blow them out, but Texans will score the first
Well,
touchdown.
was it last year where was it the Texans that took like a 21-point lead over the Chiefs a couple of years ago, and then Chiefs rolled back and beat them like 35-21 or something? They rolled them in the second half.
I can't remember.
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Scotty just said it was the Deshaun Watson game. Yeah, they got up 21 points. So they had like a defensive touchdown or a punt return touchdown, and were up, and then the Chiefs just blew them out.
I'll
in the
be
second
very
half.
surprised if
What was it, Scotty?
I think the game, it was like a 53-7 run Kansas City way.
Yeah, it was wild. Like wild. They blew the doors off them in the second half.
I think they'll be up by 3 scores at halftime. That's my
Chiefs.
prediction.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think they're going to come in prepared, rested, and just
Andy Reid off a bye.
He never loses off buys. We know that. Like 24 days of rest they've had all their players.
Yeah.
Not including the ones that played in that Week 18 game. Like
Yeah,
all
but
their
all
meaningful
the
players.
main starters,
Yeah.
the guys that like needed the rest,
Yeah.
they've had nearly a month off.
Like Chris Jones a month off. That dude's going to come in just ears
Firing,
pinned back, ready
firing.
to go. And people are like, oh, they've won a lot of Super Bowl. They are going for the ultimate achievement, which is the 3-peat.
Yeah.
It's never been done. Like, if you don't think they're motivated, they're probably motivated more than they've ever been.
They're
to win
100%
this.
motivated for
Yeah,
it.
like,
They're
they want more than anything.
the lack of motivation that they've shown in the regular season. Nick Wright on First Things First talks about this, and I don't want to say I hate him because hate's a strong word.
You have a very polarizing
because
relationship
he's a huge Chiefs fan and a real Mahomes glazer.
You either like his takes or you hate his takes.
Yeah.
That's how I'd say you with Nick Wright.
Yeah. So I hate his takes because he does a lot of like Mahomes
Oh,
glazing.
there's some unbearable ones.
So, but the reality is they've won a lot of games, and they're going to continue. They're going to continue their run of making the AFC Championship game, I believe.
Sorry, Scotty, what are you wanting?
Oh, sorry. This live stream is freezing a little bit.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I think it's just lagging for the internet. I think it's okay now.
Yeah, if you're in the chat, let us know if it's lagging. Make sure it's all good.
The old Warren Wood internet. We can't do much about that,
Shout out.
unfortunately. It's the Turak of the East, but you don't get internet, unfortunately.
So,
All right, so
Okay,
let's predict. I'm taking Chiefs.
Chiefs 34-14.
yeah, we chased by 3 scores.
Yeah, I'm taking Chiefs by minimum 14.
If the Texans can get their pass rush going early,
Yep.
and rattle Mahomes somehow,
Yep.
like if one thing we know for sure about Mahomes, he doesn't like getting hit.
No.
He doesn't like pressure. Like no quarterback likes pressure, but some quarterbacks can get hit and bounce up and they're okay. He's not one of those guys.
No.
He does not want to get hit. If you can hit him early and get him under pressure early, you're in with a shot.
Yeah.
But that's a big if.
What's the line?
Sportsbet have this line at 8.5 points.
Yes, I'm not surprised.
8.5 for a playoff game.
And watch
Oh, it's probably not that unrealistic for a number 1 seed.
against the
It's a 4 seed.
Yeah.
A limping
4 seed.
It was when we obviously did the podcast Tuesday. We talked about the fact that was a shock. Like no one thought the Texans were going to win. They limped into
To
the
beat the
playoffs,
Chargers, yeah.
and they completely manhandled the Chargers. Other than the first, like up until the last minute of the first quarter, they were manhandled by the Chargers. Then something flicked, and it was like we're on here. So it's given me some faith because I would have thought this was going to be a walkover. If you told me they were going to play them this game a week ago, I would have said it was an absolute walkover. But yeah,
What's Brock saying?
what's Brock up to?
Oh, he's barely speaking English. Just carry on, boys.
I think Brock's had probably a few double.
Shout out Brock Wellington.
It is a
Saw him
Friday.
the other day at the Sporting Globe. Good to see him. Shout out, bro. Love you.
I don't know
Love
if
you,
it was good to see him. I'd say it
bro.
was.
No. It was good to see him.
It was adequate to see him.
No.
I wasn't for or against it.
I won't have it.
I was satisfied with either way.
I'm not having it. Shout out,
Hey,
Brock.
He was like a satisfying wienering. Like
That's
it was
what-
just
that's
it
what the
was.
Brocks
I could
do.
take it or leave it.
Just
you know?
satisfied. That's
Just
it.
satisfied. They don't go above
Nothing
or
much,
beyond.
nothing more.
All right, let's get to the next game. Oh, Scotty, who you taking? Sorry, big dog.
I might go on a little bit of a tangent here. I think the Chiefs are going to do like what the Golden State Warriors did when they were dominant for a long time. They sort of take the end part of the year off and go through
Yeah.
a heavier training schedule just for the playoffs.
Yep.
And I think they're just going to come out absolutely roaring and just dismantle.
Yeah, that's what I was
Texans.
saying before.
feel
That's
the
what
same.
like they're gonna the whole regular season is almost just like a giant warm up for them.
Mm.
They don't start taking shit seriously until now the playoffs.
Yeah, that's
Watch and watch Travis Kelce. He's whatever market you can get on Travis Kelce for yards or catches,
take the
or
over.
touchdowns. Fucking take him
I hope
because
Taylor's in the building.
he's gonna absolutely go.
Taylor
off.
will be in Arrowhead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He's been planning like he's basically been coasting the whole year now for the playoffs. So watch him go off.
All right, next game we have, I believe it's the Commanders at the Lions. These are both the Sunday games. It's 8:30 for the Texans Chiefs, and this one's a 12 o'clock game. So
Nice.
genuine Saturday night football in America, which is rare. Kind of a similar feel for me with this. Lions off a break. They get some guys back. They get David Montgomery back, which is huge for the offense.
Yep.
Adds a lot of sets and stuff like that. Like it's not just about the player because Gibbs can obviously carry that team as a running back.
Gibbs is unreal.
But it gives them kind of they play them together a lot. It's
Yes.
just it's more for Dan Quinn to go, oh, okay, well, now they can play their 2 running back sets, and we've got to actually, there's more we have to plan for because Montgomery's playing.
It's not just, he's just going to be in there blocking, because they'll hand him the ball and he'll run through your face.
Yeah, he's a very, very good running back. That's the best running back tandem in the NFL. Like, by far.
Yeah.
Montgomery gives the best running back tandem in the
100%
NFL.
agree.
So they are both genuine starters. I'm excited to see that. Everything is telling me that the Lions are going to just rail the Commanders. They're way more talented in every area, but the one thing that we can't measure yet, because we just haven't seen enough of it, and what we have seen of it is it's a winner, and that's Jaden Daniels. All he's done is win.
He's definitely
they've beaten
an
some
X-factor.
crappy teams. They've had, the Hail Mary against the Bears, all that sort of shit. But a rookie going into Tampa Bay last week and getting the win, he's proven that he's just a winner. Like, it's all he did. It's all he's done.
I think what he's proven is at the moment isn't too big for him.
Yeah, that's scary.
That's a good thing.
He will not be he will not be sitting in his bed the night before the game nervous as all hell. He'll be like, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, ready to go. Especially a win the week before.
Yep.
He's got wind in his sails. I think he's
Not
ready
just
to
that,
go.
he was so level-headed when that kick was kicked.
Yeah.
He was just sitting on the bench, barely reacting, went, yep, cool, we
Yeah.
won the game.
Yep.
On to the next one.
On to
He's
the next one.
so
Yep.
just next job.
Dialed in.
Who's
I
next?
agree.
But in saying that, I find just it really hard to believe. Other than Jaden Daniels, I find it hard to create any sort of picture, any sort of player advantage, schematic advantage, talent advantage, toughness advantage. I find it near impossible to find any area. I think Jared Goff right now is a better quarterback than Jaden Daniels too. And he's in his prime and he wants to win. They are set up to win now. The team is set up to win. I just find it hard to pull. I don't know how the Commanders do it if they can. That's what I can't work out.
Really, and further to what you said, this is kind of like their year that they have to win. They're more than likely going to lose both their coordinators in the offseason to head coaching jobs, and fair enough too. Aaron Glenn's probably going to go to the Jets.
Yep.
And Ben Johnson looks like he's probably going to go to the Raiders.
Yep. Which is awful for him. Absolute idiot.
Yeah, I don't stay as an OC.
I hope he doesn't leave.
So it looks like they're both going to go, and that's obviously going to have a dip effect. It did. I know it did in Philly when we went to the Super Bowl, and then the following year we lost both our coordinators. It did.
Because it's not just the coordinators you lose, right? They will take, whether it's only a couple, they'll take their quarterback's coach will come and be the OC for them when they're the head coach. Yep. The DC will take the DB and the linebackers coach, and he'll be the
100%.
defensive coordinator, and then the passing game coordinator, all that sort of shit. You will get, like the Ravens had it this year, you'll get picked apart. Like,
yes.
You lose guys. You don't just, the head coach doesn't just leave, and then it's like, well, you can't take anyone else.
That is something that's not spoken about enough.
Because if you're going for a promotion, if you can leave any club when you're in contract if the job is higher. That's how the coaches work. So if you're an offensive coordinator, you can go become a head coach and nothing they can do. Like that's just it, right?
Yep.
If you're
if
you're a quarterback coach and they're and you're getting a job to be an offensive coordinator or an assistant head coach or whatever it is, they're like, hey, we contractually can't stop you from doing that because it's a promotion, which I think is a great way the NFL set up. I really like that.
Can't stop guys from trying to better themselves. No way.
The only chance the Lions will have is that Dan Campbell goes, well, my coordinators just left. You guys are actually stepping up to coordinate for me now.
Right.
So do you want to go and start? Do you want to go to the Raiders or the Jets, or you want to stay here with me and be my coordinators?
That's what I'm pretty sure I said this on Tuesday as well. Like to leave Dan Campbell is a massive situation. Yeah, you might be going and he might be getting a better job, but you're also leaving Dan Campbell, who built that sort of coaching stuff.
I don't want to leave him. I never even met him.
Exactly right.
I want him sleeping in the bed next to me, just so I can hey Dan, what are we doing today?
You want to rub his feet? Or
no, but whatever you want. Whatever you want,
hey, Dan, you still awake? You still awake, bro?
You want to talk? Hey, can we talk about Pokemon? Something weird. I don't know. He'd be up for anything. He's a legend. But more importantly, back to what you said, George. It's spot on. This is their year. Like the injuries have hurt them. I know Hutchinson's hurt them, but they've shown over and over and over that they can adapt and survive and keep doing what they're doing.
A lot of that's got to do with their coaches. That's the point I'm making.
It's what Dan Campbell said when he got the job. He's going to bring grit to the Detroit Lions. And that's all that is. They've been gritty all year. They're pretty much... Well, Jared Goff was the number one pick no one wanted, really. The Lions threw him away like he was a broken toy.
Everyone's like, he'll be a bridge quarterback for a year. They'll bottom out and draft a quarterback. And then after a year, they were pretty much bottomed out. And Dan Campbell's like, no, he's our guy. They re-signed him when everyone was like, what are you doing?
Yep.
And it's paid off tenfold. And it sounds stupid to think about, you're the number one overall pick in the draft that's been to a Super Bowl before that's just flicked aside like you're nothing. But we've talked about that trade before. That's one of the most even trades of all time. The Stafford for Goff and the first, because they got Laporta, Gibbs, and obviously Goff, and I think Hutchinson with that trade.
Yeah.
So they set their team up for the future, and then the Rams got a Super Bowl.
They're bearing the fruits now.
And we'll talk about them next too. They're still competing for in the playoffs and still a very good team with Stafford. So
shows you again what a good quarterback and a good coach can
makes
achieve.
A huge difference. Yeah. They have to be symbiotic, George. Those two. You can't have a shit coach with a good quarterback or a shit quarterback with a good coach. It doesn't work. You need both for it to be a high end offense.
Operating at a high
you need to have both. BOAF.
Shout out.
All right, who we got? Who's taking what? I'm taking Lions. I can't. I'll be gutted if they lose.
I don't see a world where the Commanders can go in with a team that's got so much less talent. If they were even on talent, I'd say fine. But so much less talent in Detroit, no chance.
Imagine saying
a week off. No.
Imagine saying the Commanders are going to be an NFC Championship game.
Yeah, nah.
It's wild. It just doesn't make sense. And if it happens, hey, I'll fall on my sword, but I just cannot see that. And the Lions are going to drum them hard.
A year after they were the bottom 5 team.
Yeah, it's unreal. And also they're playing with house money. And that's the only thing that could help them is that they don't have any pressure on them.
I think they were playing with house money last week.
Yeah, like the Commanders, literally, if they lose, if they could get beaten by 50, and everyone will be like, "Hey, great year for the Lions." The Washington, they got a bright future.
Reload
Schneider's
again,
gone. The franchise seems to actually be happy again. Fans are loving it. Like I didn't think I knew any Washington fans. About 10 Washington fans over this season that have come out of the woodwork, and I'm like, good for you. They're in my division. I should hate them, but I'm like, good for you guys.
No.
It was like when RG3 was around. Like I was like, good for them. And then it was awful for them.
First playoff win since 05 as so
Yeah, huge. So
really, is that right?
Before that was 99 too.
Wow.
Yeah, they're insane. Also, I looked back. Just off topic. Do you know before we get to you, Scotty? Do you know when we're talking about the Super Bowl wins for the Cowboys, and then do you know that for that 10-year span, an NFC East team won 6 Super Bowls?
Really?
Giants won twice. Washington won twice. Cowboys won 3 times. So yeah, what's that? 6. Yeah, 7.
Wow.
7 Super Bowls were won by
it was always.
And then the other 3. You know who the other 3 were? Niners,
yeah.
or maybe two of the Niners.
Yeah.
Unreal. I just looked at that and I was like, oh, that's actually
it's a pretty good one.
You think? Imagine how good the NFC East was back then. So when the Cowboys winning those Super Bowls, the Giants.
I remember years ago the NFC was much stronger.
There was Washington with Joe Theismann, and then obviously Theismann broke his leg, and that's what derailed that whole thing. So I said, Ripien. Washington deserve some success. Yep. I'm not off them. Good luck to them. Scotty, who you got, big boy?
Just got a comment here from Damien Roach.
Roachy.
Shout out, Roachy.
Just on the Lions, they should lean on Gibbs more than they did during the season with Monty coming back from injury, which is pretty fair.
Oh yeah, that is fair.
I think they stepped up the leaning on Gibbs because they had to, but I think they've probably learned a few things the last few games that Gibbs
explosive players.
He should definitely be involved in the majority of the football players on that team.
Yeah. Just get the ball in your skilled players' hands.
100%.
Let them go to work.
100%.
And just reaching on, going back onto that trade for the Stafford Goff trade. So obviously, Rams got Stafford. Lions got the 3 first-round picks and Goff, and they've turned those picks into Gibbs, Laporta, Broderick Martin, Jameson Williams, and Josh Pascal, who's come on. And,
the slot receiver.
No, Jameson Williams is sort of a slot receiver, but Pascal's
a receiver, yeah?
No, D end.
Oh, I got the wrong guy.
Yeah. So D end has sort of come on in the last 6 weeks or so. So they've win-win.
One of the best trades in all time.
Yeah,
everyone, you could ask both sides, both of those teams, and go, "Are you happy?" And especially if the Lions win a Super Bowl, everyone's happy. Everyone's fucking
Rams
happy.
Rams winning that Super Bowl just didn't give them the Super Bowl. It gave them that LA fan base.
Yeah, 100%.
True.
That's legit and locked it in. That's why they did it. That's why they sold the house because they needed a Super Bowl before the Chargers did. The Chargers still had Phillip Rivers when they moved to LA.
Yeah.
Then got Herbert the next year.
Yeah.
Right.
You got to remember that. They were just, we need a Super Bowl because this fan base is completely open because there was Oakland still.
Yep.
They needed that LA.
New stadium.
We need it. They
Yeah.
needed a Super Bowl boost
Yep.
to actually lock in fans, which I think they've all moved out of that LA at the moment.
No, 100%. Scotty, who you got in the game?
Yeah.
Also, sorry, boys. Monty's back this week, and Terry and Arnold's going to be back this week.
Oh, that's a huge in.
So
not that he's been that good, but you just need
rookie corner.
They need guys on the park at this point. And who taking in the game? Boy?
I would say Lions pretty comfortably here. I think so good season for the Commanders, obviously making the playoffs, getting a playoff win with a rookie quarterback. Sensational year, but the class is just so substantial for Lions.
Lions minus 9.5. I'm going to take the Commanders plus 9.5.
Yeah,
I don't mind that. I don't hate
plus
it.
9.5. I just think Lions will put the cue in the rack a little bit and won't blow them out, and Commanders will still fight the whole game.
The Lions have actually been known to put teams to the sword, though. They've scored 50 2 or 3 times this year.
In the regular season, but I think
especially when it was the Cowboys.
When it comes to playoff
game,
when they have to either play Rams or the Eagles the next week, I don't think they'll be going, let's just kick the shit out of this team, because that's how injuries happen. It'll be
that's true. They'll be sitting
boys, let's be smart about this. We don't need
like Montgomery, get him on the sideline, get Gibbs on the sideline. Who's out there? It's Reynolds or whatever. Just get some guys in.
We don't need to blow them out here.
But they also have Tim Patrick playing for them, and they have
get Teddy Bridgewater in there.
Yeah, they've got Teddy Bridgewater as their backup now, which is wild.
Hey, won the state championship.
Yeah, won the state championship, high school football coach, and then rolls back into play for Detroit for the playoff run.
Shout out.
What a legend.
I did see ESPN posted some of a reel today, and it was all the available free agent quarterbacks. None of them are starters. They're all trash quarterbacks.
And Darnold.
And Teddy Bridgewater was one of them. I'm like, he's not going anywhere except for the Lions.
The more I think about it, and I know we talked about this Tuesday, so this is we're rehashing this. Well, we're not rehashing. No one ever heard it but us. But thanks, James. But Sam Darnold, the more I think about it, the more he's getting paid by someone. The Browns, the Raiders, someone stupid is giving him $50 million. I just think they are. It's just going to be decided it's going to be his choice if he wants to go to a shit team and fall apart again. But someone is giving. There is no court. He is by far the best free agent quarterback.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Raiders draft like a defensive guy first pick or like their first pick.
Yeah. Then
try and get Darnold.
Yeah, it just wouldn't surprise. I think he's getting paid.
Why would they reach on a quarterback when they can go, we need to get some guaranteed wins? Let's not try and rebuild. We need people in here.
Imagine if the Browns signed him for $50 million a year and they're paying $100 million for 2 quarterbacks. And one's Deshaun Watson and one's Sam Darnold. What a world.
Yeah. What a world.
It wasn't on my bingo card for 2025.
You don't think we'll go back?
Draft?
No, they did. Oh, no, they weren't. No, Watson was Mahomes' draft, which was Mitch Trubisky.
Yeesh.
I think you'll go back to the Vikings.
I think so too. I think that's where the avenue leads him, and I hope he does. I hope for the Vikings and for him he does. It's worked. Let McCarthy sit another year. Give him another year to prove himself, and then if he proves himself again, then you're like, hey, you're in. You're our guy. Sorry, McCarthy, but you can sit behind him for 4 more years or 2 more years, and you can go somewhere else. All right, next game we have this is you, Big Georgie, the Rams at the Eagles. They reckon it's going to be, what did they say? -6 degrees Celsius at kickoff.
They're predicting 6 foot of snow at kickoff.
6 foot of snow. It's going to be the old. Remember the LaShawn McCoy game back when he was like the final score was 6-0 because they couldn't even kick the extra point. It was so snowing, and the only score was him just scampering through the snow while defenders and everyone was just
slipping over.
And he's just like trying to keep his feet, running the slowest I've ever seen a man run.
Shout out Shady McCoy, by the way.
Hey, what a career.
Eagles legend.
Absolute legend. He's definitely been giving Joy Taylor a few. Anyway.
As he should. I would too.
Hey, all the way to the top, Joy. That was on the Tuesday podcast too. Enjoy that one. Well, you can't. I fucked it for everyone, for the whole world.
It's okay.
No, I'm still living with it.
You know, watch the video. Just read our lips.
I took it down. I was that
you
embarrassed.
took it down?
Fucking oath. Once people started messaging me, I'm like, I don't want
I know what you're talking about. We didn't.
I don't want our 17 viewers messaging me for the next couple of days.
Hey, we got more viewers.
Yeah, way more.
We're peaking.
100%. The biggest peak ever in the Vault Studio. 10 years, biggest peak ever. Who would have thought year 10 was the best one?
There you go.
Yeah, probably me. If it goes a long way.
Willie Compton.
What do you guys think about this game? The weather's definitely going to play a factor.
I didn't wear the Ku Klux Klams t-shirt for nothing. As you know, I think Jalen Hurts is terrible. We had this big argument. I'm not going to go into it again. I think he played awful.
I don't think he's terrible. I think he's just an average quarterback.
You know what? That's actually very fair. Now that a few days has gone past,
he's not terrible.
I agree with you.
No, terrible's not fair.
Terrible's very unfair.
Because that's what you were saying on Tuesday night, and I don't agree with that.
No, he's not terrible.
He's not terrible. He's an average
guy with a great terrible.
He had a bad game.
Terrible.
I said
he's
that.
an average quarterback, but he played terrible.
He had a bad game. I don't see him having 2 bad games in a row.
No, and I think the biggest
the Eagles that performance the other day, even though we won the game, was probably the worst performance you're going to see from the Eagles this playoff run.
I hope so, because if you play that again, you'll lose.
Not in the snow, we won't.
Well, and this is my point. Like the biggest thing that the Rams, what they were able to do with the Vikings was generate insane amounts of pressure, right? With only a 4-man rush. I watched the Eagles game. They could not generate pressure with an 11-man rush.
Yeah.
That offensive line is so fucking good. Like it's O-line porn for me.
Yeah, but it's so good.
Jordan Mailata, I'm actually with you now. He should have been first team All-Pro.
And Lane Johnson should have been.
He was second team. So
yeah.
Mailata didn't even get in.
No, they were both second team.
If he'd been first team, no argument for me. But I'm like, definitely Mailata should have been.
Yep.
He manhandled every single player that was in front of him. Like annihilated them.
Yep.
And then also their interior line's not getting enough credit either.
Dickerson's a stud, bro.
He's moved to center. That was
Jurgens is.
So Jurgens moved to center, done a great job. Dickerson's always been a stud.
Yeah. And Mackay Becton's been a great signing. Yeah.
Top 10 pick. Jets. Oh, the Jets fumbled him. He was always injured. Something wrong with him. Yeah, maybe the Jets what was wrong with him. Yeah. Everyone who leaves the Jets seems to go and have great success.
True.
Like Borat, great success. So that O-line's unbelievable. And the Rams' biggest strength defensively is pass rush. Now, the snow's going to help, but I think the snow's going to help the Eagles more than it helps the Rams.
It will, because we've got a better running game.
The Rams want to throw the ball. The Rams' running game's okay, but their O-line's not as good. Whereas the Eagles can legitimately line up in 6 foot of snow and pound,
just run the ball down your throat. Yep.
And they will score probably 3 touchdowns still. Where the Rams will do it against that Eagles front, which is second best run defense in the NFL.
Second best, yep.
So, and I don't think that they might be able to score 1 touchdown, maybe 2, but I don't think they'll be able to go toe to toe with the Eagles. I think this will be sustained drives, a lot of long drives that don't end in points because of the weather. But the Eagles will find a way to just punch it in more often than the Rams. And I think that's what's going to go.
I think we're just tougher and more physical.
Oh, 100%.
Than the Rams.
The Rams have got basically all rookie D linemen. 3 rookies and a second year guy. And they're all very talented.
It's the youngest defense they have.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, that's right.
And they're very talented. Don't get me wrong. Like Verse, Byron Young. Did you see the story about Byron Young this week that the Raiders meant to draft?
I drafted the wrong Byron Young.
And they drafted like a 7th round pick in the 3rd round because they got the wrong name.
So when
a Raiders move.
It's pick 70 in the 3rd and pick 77.
Yeah.
So when the Raiders drafted the guy, they called the wrong one.
Yeah.
And then they saw the guy get drafted. He was like, the fuck?
That's not the one we wanted. They took the D tackle out of Alabama.
Such a Raiders moves.
And then Byron Young only had 7.5 sacks. The other Byron Young isn't on the Raiders anymore.
Yeah.
He actually plays for the Eagles now and hasn't registered a stat all year.
Right,
He's a practice
If you look up their ESPN photo as well, it's the same person.
They put the Rams Byron Young on both photos.
Did we watch the same TikTok?
I think we watched the same one. I was cackling. I like Raiders. It's just Raiders still Raidering, you know?
Because the other thing is as well, last week the Rams, the reason they were able to win that game is because they were able to generate big chunk plays in their passing game. And I don't think that they'll be able to do that. And Eagles' pass defense is really good, really high end.
Hey,
the clamps have been clamping, man.
Exciting whites, baby. The Ku Klux Klan. I tell you,
clamps have been clamping.
Cooper DeJean, we thought he might be we hoped he was the Great White Hope, and he's proven to be nothing less than the Great White Hope. And then obviously old Rodrigo Blankenship in that safety position. Scotty, can you fact check his name? I believe it's Rodrigo.
The Eagles were actually first in the league in deep defensively in passing yards and yards per game.
Well, who's your rookie that the first round pick? I always forget his name.
Quentin Johnson.
Quentin Johnson, he's had a great year.
Yeah,
the like 22nd pick or whatever.
Corner,
he's had a great year. Sorry, what's it's Rodrigo Blankenship, Scotty?
He does look like a
No, it's Reed.
No, it's Rodrigo. I think
he does look like a Rodrigo.
That's my package. You always agree with me in the clutch moments. All right, who I think we're all taking. Are you taking Eagles? What do you got?
Nah, I'm taking the Rams.
Well, you did take him last week. In fairness, he's been pro Rams.
Now you just troll.
No, it's not. I just feel it.
Okay. I'm not trying to be a hater. Explain to me how you've come to that decision.
It's just in here, in the gut,
in the marrow. Is it to the marrow
it's
or
to the marrow of my gut? I think it's a McVay factor. It's going to come down to coaching, especially a game like this. Will come down to coaching.
That's a good point.
Sirianni versus McVay.
Well, it's not Sirianni. That's the thing. It's Fangio.
Yeah, Sirianni's a puppet. He's not even coaching.
Sirianni's not doing anything, bro.
Literally, his coordinators do it all, and then the owners have told Sirianni, "You just get on the sideline, shaved head or not, kids on your lap or not, and you shut the fuck up and smile."
And we spoke about this.
You let Big Dom.
Yeah, you let Big Dom
talk.
You deal with anyone that happens. Big Dom's on it.
We spoke about this at the start of the year. He's basically Sirianni has been set up as the fall guy this year. Yeah. That if things went bad, he was going to take the fall. Because they brought in Kellen Moore, the offense is doing well, defense is playing out of their skin under Fangio, so their jobs are locked tight.
Yep.
He was the one that's going to take the fall. We've just kept winning.
It's
he's not.
McVay, it's Puka, it's Cooper Cup.
Oh, Puka Nacua is unreal.
There's something that's just telling me it's going to be a close game. It's
going to be because of the weather.
It's going to be a field goal either way.
Yeah, okay.
That's all it's going to be.
Yeah, no, I don't think
Last
the Eagles will
minute
blow
field
them out. I don't think it'll.
So
be a
last time
blowout.
we played them,
Yeah, did you play this year?
yeah, we played them this year. I think week 8. Scotty, can you check that, please? Week 8, I'm pretty sure. It was over there at SoFi, and we beat them by 3 scores over there
Yeah, okay.
in the dome. So
unless it's
with that in mind,
unless the Eagles plan on running the ball 80 times a game,
They will.
and I'm telling you right now, there's a strong possibility that we're going to run the ball 50 times.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
sure.
that's it. Okay.
And Jalen Hurts will be running it too.
Yeah,
That'll
100%
just be-
he will.
It'll be QB runs. It'll be Gainwell inside,
It's-
Saquon to the edge.
It's just not
Up-
sustainable.
up
It's
here's
not-
out of
I don't
control.
care about the weather. I don't care how tough your O line is.
Why don't you think it's sustainable? That's an interesting.
'Cause
That's an interesting comment.
Bodies break. Bodies break, especially in cold weather. Bodies break.
Do you think the cold weather? Who do you think the cold weather advantages more?
None of them.
Hmm.
It's the biggest equalizer in this game. You can have all the talent. You can have the best run game. You can have the best
Yeah, I don't-
running back.
I don't really agree with that.
No, I don't mind that call. It is an
It's an equalizer.
could be an equalizer.
Like you can have the best run defense.
Takes
you
away
can,
big players.
You can have the best running offense. You can have the best DBs. It brings everyone back to basic execution.
Mm.
Okay.
I'm still taking the Eagles either way. I don't think it'll be a
What was
blowout.
it- did you find the game last time, Scotty?
Yeah, mate. At Rams 20, Eagles 37.
37, yeah.
Just a thing on
That's
that game.
that's a blowout.
Yeah, it's a big win.
Jalen Hurts, 179 yards. Barkley had 225.
That would have been, his,
255
that would have been his
yards.
season high.
Sorry, Scotty, you were interrupted by some nonsense over here. Please continue.
Yeah, Barkley had 255 yards on the ground.
What did Hurts run for?
12.
39 yards.
Okay.
And 3
many
touchdowns from the
sneaks?
1 yard line.
No tutties for the big fella there. Oh, sorry, 1 passing. But
Yep.
Rams, Stafford was 243 for 2 tutties.
Yep.
Kyron Williams run one into Nakua had 9 catches for 117 yards.
Okay.
I will say one thing on that. Fair point. That that's not the same Rams you're getting.
That's
Like,
true.
It's a different Rams team.
Okay.
Trust me, I still think the Eagles are going to win.
Yeah.
But it's not a crappy Rams team coming into the league.
I don't think they were a crap team then.
No, they were in a bit of a purple patch.
They were good then, were they?
No, it was late November.
Isn't Purple Patch good?
Yeah, Purple Patch is good.
So they were in a lull. You
Yeah.
mean, Scotty?
I think purple patch can be both.
No, I think it's one or the other, mate. Don't you turn that Circle Lab chair around. I'm sorry, Scotty. All right, I'm taking Eagles. George, obviously, you got the Eagles.
Look, I feel comfortable. I feel comfortable with this matchup.
It's bizarre that you should feel
You should
sick
never
to your
feel
stomach in a playoff
comfortable
game.
game.
Would you prefer them over the Vikings? Obviously,
Yes.
I think the Vikings match up better against you.
Yeah.
Guys. The Rams just match up terrific against the Vikings, which we all learnt on
Yeah, we
Monday
learnt
Night
that.
Football.
I think
all
I think
devastated.
we'll be able to run the ball effectively.
Yep.
Last time we were able to. I think we'll be able to do the same again. We'll be able to run the ball effectively, control the line of scrimmage, and I think we'll walk away with,
I just
a
think that
comfortable
their
win.
young safeties are going to come downhill and just smoke Saquon.
Okay.
I hope it's a good game. But as I said, I've got no dogs in the race in this entire,
Okay.
as Michael Vick once said, in this entire playoff. So
He definitely had dogs in the race
plenty
and
of
the
them, I think.
fights.
Shout out.
Yeah,
Vic.
he had dogs in everything.
He had that dog in him.
Yeah, I'm very comfortable. Put it that way.
Okay, Scotty, who you got?
I think this is just going to come down to sort of a limping Rams O line against Chris Carter. Not Chris
Jalen
Carter.
Jalen Carter. Chris Carter's not going to do much in this game.
No.
So Jalen Carter, just that closest, point of attack for your defense, just at the nose tackle, closest to the ball all the time, disruptive for the
So
runs and
fast.
passes.
He's had a hell of a year.
And if the Rams can control that, I think that they can win, but I don't think that will happen.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
I think Jalen Carter's just going to wreck this game. It's perfect for him.
It does, yeah. It suits the Rams' offensive line's not very good.
Mm.
Like they're okay at best.
Mm.
Like that's probably being generous. As I said, the Eagles' O line is legitimately offensive line porn. There were plays last week where we had 9 seconds. It reminded me of Tony Romo back when they had Tyron Smith,
Yeah,
Frederick,
yeah.
and Martin and all that.
Like,
It was unreal. It was one of the best. It was my best years of watching football when they used to do that. So, all right, let's get to the last game of the week. This will be I think it's like 10 a.m. on Monday our time. It's like
Right.
It's like a 7 a.m. game and a 10 a.m. game, which is a weird time. And this is. Am I crazy in saying this is the game of the year? Like I in terms of a matchup, this is the best game we're going to see this year. Ravens at Bills.
In the preview show, I said this would be better than the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I tend like this. They've done like every calculation based on these two teams, like all the next gen bullshit. Which, if you believe it or not, whatever. and it is 50% in every single way. Like they can't break who's the better team.
The line's half a point
For the Bills, obviously, because they're at home.
I don't think so.
The Ravens are going to have I think this is going to... What is going to suck about this football game is that Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson, one of them is going to lose.
Ravens half a point.
And Ravens will have a point. And it sucks. It sucks that one of those quarterbacks have to lose. I wish this was the AFC Championship game, so then we didn't have to have none of them can get past the divisional round, which is inevitably going to happen.
Yeah, we spoke about
They could throw for 5 touchdowns each, 350 yards, and then run another one in each, and then whoever loses on a last-second field goal because of a drop punt will be like, oh, that guy's a loser. He can't get past it. I can already see Nick Wright being like, Josh Allen, you all glazed Josh Allen. He's not Patrick Mahomes. Jerk off, whatever.
Yeah, I think this is the only bad thing about this game is that the losing quarterback is going to get dragged in the media, and I don't think that's fair.
You won't get dragged here. Unless one of them plays terrible and there's a legitimate reason to be like, okay, he really struggled. Yeah. But I don't think dragging them is the right call. Both these teams are excellent football teams. If one of these teams find a way to manhandle one of the quarterbacks, I'm more inclined to give the credit to the defense of the other team.
Exactly. That's what I was
because they're both good defenses too.
Because if one of these quarterbacks plays terribly, there's got to be a reason. Yeah. They're top 2 MVP candidates. Like, they're fucking good players. Like, there's a reason they've been nullified. They've been, worked out defensively, somehow.
Yeah. Just on this game as well, for the people watching, don't message me. I'm turning my phone off. I'll watch the game when I get home from work. Don't message me about this game.
Don't ask me to wash the dishes, walk the dog.
You'll catch me hanging. No, don't message me. I'll watch the game when I get home from work. So
I feel like Michael Scott.
Phone on airplane mode.
When he's like, now, Michael, just don't tell them that we're broke, okay? And the elevator door's shutting. So I'm like, I'm going to message you.
I might leave my phone at home.
You should.
I know what I'm about.
You absolutely should leave your phone at home. It'd be a great move. Or just... Can you turn off
airplane mode?
Yeah, I can go focus mode and just turn off all notifications from everyone,
and then just have for your phone calls.
Yeah,
and then if anyone calls you that could spoil it for you, be like, no, not on. I don't know. You have bigger balls than me. I couldn't do it. I'd be at work with it. I'd have one of those, those sticks with a carrot on it. There'd be my phone on it. I'd just be walking around watching it. I couldn't.
There's no way I could wait all day. No way.
I couldn't.
If you do that, you're a much better man than me.
Yeah. Well, we already know he's a much better man than most of us.
Fair.
There's been a few ladies.
Ladies are single.
Oh, single and looking to give you shingles.
To mingle.
To mingle. That's the phrase. All right. More importantly, so this is like picking out of my 2 kids this game. I genuinely feel like that. I hate the fact that I have to pick one of these teams. I think that the Ravens at this point are rolling on all cylinders. I think Lamar's playing slightly better than Josh Allen. There's not much between them, but slightly better. I think getting Zay Flowers back. I think the Ravens' offense is slightly more gifted. I think the offensive line for the Ravens is slightly more gifted. I think Derrick Henry will have a big impact in this game. I think the Bills' entire defensive game plan should be, let's stop Derrick Henry, and if Lamar torches us through the air, we can live with that. I truly believe that's what they have to do. Yeah. They cannot let Derrick Henry run for 200 yards on them. You just can't, because that's ridiculous if you do. And then I think,
well, if he does that, they're winning that game.
100%. 100%. Every history of Derrick Henry tells us when he does that, he wins. So I also think defensively, the Ravens have got healthier. They've hit their stride. Some of these young guys, like Washington, who's playing linebacker now, is playing outstanding. It's not really obviously the Humphreys, the Hamiltons, the Roquan Smiths, the Mbarkways. Is it Mbarkwe, the D tackle? Yeah. I always struggle to say his name. Yeah. They're all they're heroes of the defense. We've known about them. We know who they are. It's the other guys. It's the Washington. Who's the other safety that's playing as well? I've forgotten his name. They've got
Hamilton.
Good part. No, not Hamilton. The other safety. They've also got the ex-Patriots guy. Why am I
Van Noy?
Van Noy. He's had 13 sacks this year. Played very well last week as well. It's all the unsung guys for the Ravens that make me think that I think if you take all the stars of this game, it's pretty evenly matched. You've got Lamar and Marcus Williams, and then you've got Henry and James Cook. Henry's obviously got more pedigree, but James Cook's a really good running back. I think we said he's probably underrated in the league on Tuesday. The receiving groups, you got Cooper and Zay Flowers, and the Bills probably have more receiver depth, but I think Zay Flowers is by far the best receiver in this game.
Easily the best. Is he playing? Is he playing?
Yeah, he's playing.
He's questionable.
He'll play. There's no way he doesn't play. And then you've got like Mark Andrews and Dalton and Knox and then Kincaid and Likely. Like they're a pretty evenly matched looking operation.
Rashard Bateman
and
stepping out.
Rashard Bateman and Keon Coleman.
Getting open.
You know what I mean? Like there's so many like they're all, you literally go through this and you're like, oh, I can argue they're going to do this. And I can be like, oh, well, the Bills are going to do this. But I just think that the Ravens are just playing better football at this point. That's the only thing that's making me pick. And I think it's going to be a close. I hope it's a close game. I hope it's an absolutely
can't see a world where it's not a close game.
I can't see where there's a blowout for one team. I'd be shocked. It'd be the most shocking thing in the playoffs.
The only way that would happen is if one of the starting QBs gets injured. It would be a blowout. That's the only way.
And we play with injuries off here at the Vault Studio. I mean, Brocky, how are you feeling about it?
Fuck, I'm nervous as shit. Because I was nervous about the Steelers game.
Yeah, you were an absolute wreck at the old
hang on a minute. Earlier in the year, he said Bills in Buffalo in the playoffs would be an easy win.
I did say that. You
didn't even put the aim.
Where's the transcript on that?
It was. It's in our chat.
What it's got. He's saying.
Where's the transcript on that?
No, I'm not trying to be a smart ass. I'm just saying that's what he said.
It was in our chat. We pinned it to the top of our chat. It's been sitting there for about 15 weeks.
Nah, I stand on it. I'm still nervous.
EZY. I'm still no A, no S. Easy.
You can't. In all seriousness, I know we fuck around, but you can't honestly think that that's going to be an easy win.
I can see it, but I'm still nervous about it. I can see it happening. I can see Lamar Jackson coming out there and doing whatever he wants. I can see that happening.
I say this with zero due respect. You are a fucking idiot. Zero due respect is what I said too.
Lamar Jackson is the MVP of this league. I can see him coming out and doing whatever he wants.
I hope he does. I hope for Lamar.
Do I think it's going to happen at the moment? No.
Yeah.
When I said it, I could see him doing it.
Well, you beat them earlier in the year too, quite comfortably.
Smashed them.
Yeah, 35-10 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
It was a big win.
It'll be. It said I'm really looking forward to this game.
What's the line? What's the line?
Half a point.
Wow.
The Ravens, half a point. Road Dogs.
Half a point.
Road Dogs. Yes, Road Dog. No, Road.
You can't call half a point.
No, it's a home dog. You can't have a road dog. They're just road favorites.
Yeah.
You can't put a half a point is nothing.
Well, they have to give them something. They have to give somewhere, and I imagine there's just
they can't. Well, they can't.
More people
can they put the line as even? Can they put it as even? I don't even know. Is that a thing?
That's head to head.
Head to head. There you go. Yeah, there you go.
That would defeat the line.
Exactly. So,
and I don't know a lot about lines.
Half a point is not a line.
Scotty, shush.
Yeah, the Ravens are $1.88. The Bills are $1.96.
Okay.
With the line, it's $1.86 and $1.95.
Okay,
it's insane. Scotty, you got any takes on this game, big guy?
Just as a fan of football, this is just shaping up to be an absolutely rip snorting.
It's like Riley Reid in her prime. This is what this game is.
If I had to pick one, I just think
that's a
very niche joke for anyone.
That's a deep cut.
That's an unbelievable deep cut from you, bro. I mean, I'm here for it, but wow,
hey, shoot, my guy.
Wow.
I just think that both quarterbacks are just sensational, but I just think Josh Allen's just got that little bit more of a dog in him, and I just don't think he's going to let this game slip.
Yeah, I can see it both ways. I am so back and forth on this. Tomorrow, if we were doing this podcast tomorrow night, I'd probably be like Bills by 20. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to feel. I can't imagine like how you and Kempy are feeling. Like, it's awful. Like, this is why I'm glad we're not in the playoffs, as that my team's not in the playoffs. But also, like, with me and Scotty were talking about this before you guys got here tonight. I'm also like missing it. I'm missing that feeling of being like, what's going to happen? Like, it's fun. This is what football is all about. Yeah. Like, if you don't enjoy it, like, I know you're nervous, but enjoy it.
I'm going to enjoy it.
Enjoy the shit out of it. This doesn't, you could be like the Steelers in 10 years' time.
Shout out Kempy. He sent the same meme to me that I sent to you boys yesterday of like Morty laying in bed, awake. He sent me the exact same meme as we did the show.
Shout out Kempy.
It was Kempy's chimed in a couple of times just saying that he feels sick about this.
It's bizarre to me that both of these teams would have preferred to get the Chiefs right now.
Yep.
Easily. These could be the two best teams in the NFL.
It's a real rock, paper, scissors situation between the Bills, Chiefs, and Ravens.
Yep. Yeah. It's insane.
Ravens
and you know what?
It's
going to be awesome.
Bills beat the Chiefs. Ravens can't beat the Bills. Beat the Bills. It's a three-way triangle there.
Okay, like one could be
as opposed to a four-way triangle.
I know what you're saying. So I don't know if you know this. Triangles actually have three sides. I only recently learned this. And my kids are doing shapes.
Okay,
I was like, I
might need to brush up on that.
Pythagoras. How did I not learn this?
The angles have to add up to 180 degrees as well.
Oh, all right. Fucking brainiac over here.
Go Chippy.
Tell us how to solve X, mate.
So who wins?
Ravens. I'm taking Ravens.
Why?
Gut. Purely gut. I just think they are so even. I think the Ravens have just played slightly better over the last few weeks.
Okay.
I think they're hitting their peak, where the Bills probably hit their peak a month when they beat the Chiefs, sort of thing, like month and a half ago. They hit their peak, and it's hard to keep a peak going. That's why they call it a peak, because eventually it valleys.
You can't go any higher than the peak. Is what I heard on Blue Mountain State.
It's a triangle.
It's the top.
The top of the triangle.
You can definitely peak from your peak.
Illuminati. But yeah, I just think the Ravens are playing better. That's the only thing that's telling me. I just hope it's an absolute like barn burner of a game.
What you said before is correct. They're very evenly matched.
Find
across
any
the board.
position. They're almost identical.
Two things I think. In the past I've done this as well when we've picked games. If the teams are so evenly matched,
take home team.
I just take the home team.
Very fair too.
So that's what I'm doing because that's my ethos.
Why you being a hater, bro? That was my George impression. If anyone,
that was a terrible George impression.
Yeah.
I'll
work on it.
You didn't say Spanakopita once. You didn't flex. Like, do you even know how to fucking do George imitation? There's. I wish Scotty was like, fucking nice pipe, Scotty. Now put your pants back on, boy.
Big yeah, the teams are too evenly matched, so I'm just picking the home team.
All right. So
if it was in Baltimore, I'd pick Baltimore, but it's in Buffalo, so I'm picking Buffalo. I think the determining factor is going to be Derrick Henry. If they can keep Derrick Henry under 100 yards, they can win the game. If Henry rushes for more than 100 yards, Baltimore's going to win.
I feel like Henry's either a 50-yard game
or
a 200 yard
yeah,
game. Like there's just no in between. It's either
if he
almost nothing or everything.
The Bills will win that game.
Yep. All right. So Scotty and Georgie Boy have the Bills. Me and Brock are on the Ravens.
Purely because they're the home team. It's like really, you can't pick them. You can't pick.
No.
Anyone that can prognosticate and fucking pontificate as much as they want, but really it's a fucking guess.
I'll be sad if the Ravens lose, absolutely. But I'll be excited the next week because I reckon the Bills can beat the Chiefs.
Yep.
And have a Super Bowl run. And
they already have beaten
I'd love
the Chiefs
that.
this
I'd
year.
love that for Kempy as well.
Yeah. And I'd love to see Mahomes lose. So yeah,
I think everyone would at this point. We need something fresh.
But hang on a minute. You don't think the Ravens can beat the Chiefs next week?
Yeah.
If they win?
We definitely can.
I think they can too.
I actually think I think either of this team can potentially pants the Chiefs.
Yeah, I think they're ripe for a pants.
They're much better than the Chiefs.
Yeah,
both
they're ripe because
playing better, more talented.
Talent-wise, bravo. Now you've said it right.
Yeah.
The talent across the board, they just like fucking blow the Chiefs out of the water.
They're much better. Much better. All right, Scott, you got any hot takes before we get the hell out of here, big boy?
No, just going. I guess forecasting for the next week. I think that the Ravens. I think the Ravens have like a mental barrier with the Chiefs where the Bills don't.
That's
so
fair.
that's
that
probably
is
the only thing there. But obviously, current form, you pick the Ravens if they beat the Bills to then beat the Chiefs. So
I hope someone does.
Go Josh Allen.
Yeah, go football.
Yeah, go Josh Allen. Go Lamar.
What about in the NFC, Scotty? What do you think?
I think Lions are getting healthy at the right time of the year, and they're just it goes through Detroit. I think Detroit now has got a genuine home ground advantage.
Yeah.
Do you think so? You don't think the Eagles or Rams can beat Detroit?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think the Eagles.
I think the Eagles.
I know I'm crazy. I think they can.
Sorry, I think. Well, sure, the Eagles can beat the Rams, but I don't think they will.
The Lions or the Rams?
Sorry, they'll destroy the Rams.
Yeah.
The Lions at home.
Fair enough. All right, let's get out of here. That's Low Show. I'm going to put this up at a podcast as well, guys. So if you've missed it or you've just caught a bit here or you just happen to catch this bit, it will go up as a podcast so you can listen to it tomorrow and Sunday if you don't get to it. Shout out to Super Sub Scotty on the ones and twos over there. I've left them. I just left him hot mic tonight, free mic, and
I love it.
I love it.
Damn,
I'm all about it.
I wish I knew that.
I'm all about it. He said some weird shit. Like it was.
You're the one plucking Riley Reid out the air, bro. Like you can fucking talk.
Oh, we're all going to pretend we don't know who Riley Reid is.
I didn't say.
We're all saints, are we?
I'm not backing away from that.
Okay,
I'm just saying you're the one that mentioned it on air.
Hey, you know, shoot is shoot.
Amen to
when
that.
you put a live mic in front of me, you live with what comes out of my mouth.
Colby.
Everyone's known that from the day I was born.
Colby.
All right, so yeah, shout out to Scotty, shout out to the Sporting Globe Turnside Park. Guys, if you want a t-shirt, Big Georgie and Brock have got them on. They're the two colors. They're the style. Go to any of our, go to Instagram. It's pinned at the top. Just shoot us a message with what size, what color you want. They're unbelievable t-shirts. Shout
These
out to
honestly
Boy.
are so good. Like I'm not even saying it because they're ours. AS color, proper t-shirts.
Laser printed, just awesome stuff. So make sure you get yourselves one of them. And Patreon, need 2 more so Brock does a shoot. He's actually going to, if we get 2 more, he's going to do it at the Super Bowl.
Oh,
He's gonna do it
wow.
Halftime
at the Super
entertainment
Bowl.
for the Turnside.
So I will
love it.
I will film him doing it at the Super
I
Bowl.
love it.
So and like by chances are one of you guys won't be there because the Ravens or the Eagles might be in the Super
I'll be
Bowl.
there.
Even if the Ravens are in,
I'll be there.
that's ballsy.
Not a fuck. If Eagles are there, not a chance. I will turn my phone in airplane mode.
And will you come after if they win?
Not a chance.
You won't come and celebrate?
No. I'll be just celebrating on my own.
It's Monday.
Yeah,
He's got to hit chest.
You got to hit chest, bro. Chest Monday. Come on, man.
It's a big day. All right, Scotty, end this thing. Get us out of here. Peace out, everyone. See you Tuesday night. We'll actually do the volume so you can hear it. Just hit end. You don't have to do anything.
Love you.
See you.